Hi, I'm Terry Howland Stanley. I'm the Director of Sales here at Merrill Manufacturing in Storm Lake, Iowa. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about well seals today and some frequently asked questions. Hopefully I'll cover most of the ones that we get. So well seals are offered actually in 3 different components. People ask what they are made of. We offer them in an ABS, which is a very durable plastic. We've seen a big shift to these, a lot of cases, now due to they're very chemical resistant. They're a very solid, strong material. The traditional well seals were cast iron, which is what these are. These are powder coated, so that does provide protection from the elements. And this one will be very resistant to sun and elements. We also offer a model that I don't have here, but it is a steel top. So it's going to be a thinner top and it's going to be steel for the material. So the weight ratings on these well seals, they vary by the size and the material. That's something specific to the product that you would want to address depending on which seal you have. When you're going to pick a well seal, you have different options also. This is a solid one. See where it's all one solid piece? This one is a split top well seal. When you go to install this, you're going to have your drop pipe hole, and that is, they will also come, some of them with 2. When you go to size these, you need to know the ID of your actual casing, and then you're going to pick the appropriate well seal that's going to fit that ID. As you put the well seal into the casing, you're going to have this thick gasket here. This one hole up here is going to be, one's going to be for conduit for your wiring to go through, and one is going to be for a vent. Anybody that knows anything about a well knows that you've got to have it vented, so that allows for that. We do have special applications that will get a solid one. As I said, there's a wide variety of these available. All are going to act with the same principle though. When you start to tighten down these bolts, what it does is it compresses this gasket here. And what that does is not only does it compress against the inside of the casing to provide a tight seal, but it is also going to compress around your drop pipe, because this is the pipe that's going to be going down to your pump in the center that everything's hanging off of. So it's going to form a nice tight seal there. On the cast iron ones, you're also going to get the grommets. So when your conduit runs through here, it's going to provide a seal as it's tightened down around the conduit as well. On the material of the casing, obviously you're going to have not only PVC well casing, but steel well casing. These will work on either one. The key is, obviously there is different levels, SDR 17, there's different sizes and thicknesses. So just because you have a PVC well casing, you're going to need to know what your ID of that casing is, because that's going to depend. You could have a 4-inch PVC casing, depending on what type of PVC casing it is. That's going to affect the thickness of the wall, is going to affect your ID. And obviously the well seal needs to be sized not only by ID, but you've got this lip on any well seal that is going to sit on top of your casing. But I will say, short of having an incredibly thin casing, you're always going to have enough lip on there. But again, you've got to make sure that this fits to the point that when it compresses, it's going to compress against your ID of your casing, and that's what makes it seal up and provide the protection that it does. We do get asked quite a bit if you can use this with a jet pump and not only a submersible pump. And yes, as long as you buy the appropriate well seal, it's going to allow for the 2, for the drop pipe and the upward pipe. You're just going to have to get a double drop well seal, and that will work with that. We also get asked, are these appropriate for use with artesian wells? And the answer is no. These are not made for artesian wells.